Hey y'all, what's up? Ooh, my hair and my skin, child. So this morning, my edges were laid. It's 10. I haven't done nothing to my hair since. I won't look like somebody grandma. Um, I should put a picture in here to show y'all what it looked like, even though I was tired. Give me a sec. Yeah, I didn't feel like it. The picture I look pissed off that I'm up. But I wanted to say that tonight was, in my opinion, only because I feel like the week before Crown Jewel, like the week before they have a pay-per-view event, and always the Friday before, they try to smush everything together. And sometimes it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so tonight, like last Thursday, you had, okay, so I'm starting to, first of all, the interest was funny because Roman, and before he put the title out, LA Knight came up. I was like, he is disrespectful. He doesn't even care, which I'm here for because he plays his character very well. LJ, where's mommy's, is my bag under that pillow? My bag under that pillow. And, my bag.
Say what?
My bag under that pillow, under your book bag. I need to take these. I need to take these contacts out. My eyes are dry. And yeah. So I think he played. Yeah. I hope you pull this from the laundry mat. Oh, excuse me. I think he played well into that. Someone I saw on there was like, I'm gonna beat his A for that or whatever. And then people are talking about, it was funny. Then he said at the top of the table, and it's always Paul's face for me because Paul be looking like, I know you didn't. And then he'll go, like, I know you did not just do that. And it's I don't know. It was just funny. That whole segment was funny. And then Roman put the table on him and stuff like that and got upset and things like that. And then it's also the fact that Roman makes that face when people aren't cheering for him. He didn't even say acknowledge me. So they're talking about Roman scared, something, or he's not ready or something they were saying. And he made that face and chuckled and stuff. And the fact that the audience was saying like LA was doing his thing, and then when he said when everybody's saying, and he put up his hand, he was like, don't say that, and nobody said it. And I was like, that is crazy. That's like the mute challenge. Okay. And then Jimmy came out, which Jimmy looks good in the all red, but it throws me because Jimmy has on all red, of course, to represent the bloodline, or his version of the bloodline, but he's on Smackdown, which is a blue brand, and then Jay wears blue as his thing, and he's on the red brand of Raw. Like, that's crazy to me. Still, even their theme songs, opposite colors. So you would think, based off of the color of the back of the theme song, that's they would go to the opposite brand that they're on, but they're not. It's also, I saw a tweet saying that Crown Jewel is the last thing Roman to be on until the Royal Rumble, and then a lot of people are like, that's unfortunate. This is the thing. I get what you're saying, and y'all want a fighting champion like Seth, and Seth loves to be a fighting champion. Okay. Bianca loves to be a fighting champion. I can't even really say Charlotte because when she was champion, was she there? Becky likes to be a fighting champion. Rhea doesn't defend her title as much. Gunther likes to be a fighting champion. Like, these are fighting champions. They love what they do. They love going to different cities. They love wrestling. Whatever. I'm not saying that Roman doesn't. I'm just saying that he signed his deal, especially after him and his family carrying and bringing interesting stories to WWE during the pandemic. He deserves to do that. And I don't know how long his deal is, or if they renew it every year, or if he signed like a 5-year thing, or whatever. But y'all also have to remember that even though he is very much well in shape and he has lost weight, you can tell in his face, he also had health issues. He's had leukemia. So times like this, first of all, COVID is back up, okay? Now we're in the season of RSV, COVID, and upper respiratory infections and flu season. This man's immune system is still getting back to, or it's probably not 100% like most people's, because he's had a condition like that. He shouldn't even be in the stadium arena with all of y'all people, to be honest. Like, as soon as he goes to the back, he probably gotta get tested, because which all the stars should do anyway, because you never know who's out there just carrying around a virus because they're asymptomatic, don't got no, and just spreading it to everybody. Like, that's how my son got RSV last year. Just randomly start coughing. They kept spitting. I was like, what's wrong? And we was in the Spectrum Stadium. And then we left because he was tired. I thought he was just regularly tired because I told him to take a nap. His bedtime was at 9 and it was 10. He was tired. Woke up warm. I'm like, left Charlotte, came back to Raleigh, went to the ER, got tested. He didn't have COVID, he had RSV. Outside of the coughing, which he does anyway because he has postnasal drip in the fall and winter. He takes medicine for it. I wouldn't have known. You know what I'm saying? So, like, stuff like that. Like, he got to be leery of. Like, he has to be 100%. Because who knows what a cold does to his body. Like, people with stuff like that, people with Crohn's disease, people with lupus, PCOS, psoriasis, like, POTS, they can't be around a lot of people like that. Their immune system is never going to be 100%. Even if you don't have cancer anymore, they still tell you to, like, eat healthy, and stay away from, because that's an immune thing. You know what I'm saying? So people are like, oh, no, and he's this champion. Yes, he could be this champion. But I feel like that's one of the reasons why he's not around like that. This is me personally. And I also think because he has 5 children. Like, if I could strike a deal where I can do what I love, not unless I absolutely want to be there all the time. And I know that my children know, like, my son knows that I'm going to be out and he's with his dad or something like that. And then when I'm come home, I'm present for the day and a half or 2 days that I'm there. Like, I'm not on the TV watching TV and stuff like that. Because honestly, I could do that in the locker room with headphones on my laptop. Even though you really can't get comfortable in your drawers, but on the couch. But I mean, you have to be present. Like, it's a lot. So it's something that Kobe Bryant said. He said, I could play I think he said something like, I could play all these games, drop all these points, but when I get home, my kids don't care about that. They don't care, oh, dad got fouled out, he's stringing an ankle out, he's tired. He said, they just want to play. I'm dad when I get home. So it's like that when you're wrestling. So if you're doing that 300 days a year, you're missing out on birthdays and all this other stuff. So him having the kids, like, he probably wants to be there when they grow up, stuff like that. That doesn't mean that he's not training and things like that. It just means that he's taking care of his body, make sure that he doesn't have any flare-ups or anything like that, and he spends time with his family. Like, when you get older and you have a set amount of money and you still can do both of what you want to do, love to do, and what you what you love to do and be around family, like, why not? Like, stuff like that makes me understand why Edge was signed to WWE only like 10% of the time. He's like, had a max like 10% of the year, like every pay-per-view, like Logan Paul. He's like, I got to spend time with my girls and my wife. Or like how Trinity is an Impact because they do have a strong women's division. And then she's like, outside of Impact, she gets to work on like her modeling and her singing and maybe going to Broadway. But I'm like, also outside of Impact, she get to live her life. It's like that's something that Impact is giving her that WWE could not give her. Like, yeah, you'll be around the same people and your family, and if you have the energy to, after you leave the arena, you can go hit up a bar before you drive somewhere, or you can go drive somewhere and then go hit up a bar, whatever. I'm like, this year she done been to Janet concert, who else? Beyonce concert, and I think her husband then went to go see Usher. Like, she living her best life, and she still love what she do. Like, and then people are like, oh, it's a money thing. And I was like, some people don't do stuff with money. Yeah, money is a factor, but some people, they realize once they get up there, they wanted to make that climb, and once you get up to the climb, you realize you're miserable up there. Some people have the ability to call the shots because they are up there. Like, I'll never forget a woman that my sister said worked with her, was a vice president of some company making 6 figures, and she quit because she was so miserable, and was a customer service rep for Disney Cruise Lines with my sister, and loved it in Celebration. For people who don't know that, that's the Kissimmee, Orlando area. So was in Celebration, right? They get catering every Monday. If they have rooms available on the cruises, you can go on a cruise for like $100. You get to talk to the people. There's really nobody with no attitude because everybody's booking the cruise, besides the people that are like super entitled. But you know what I'm saying? Like, she loved her job. She loved it. But anyways, I digress. Like, y'all need to leave that man alone. Like, he ain't got to explain himself for why he don't wrestle like that. That's between him and Triple H and whoever else is up there at the WWE. That's all I can say. I don't see him acting. He said, well, outside of the one thing he did, I don't see him acting. I can see Jay acting. Solo has been in a movie. I can see him acting more because he's real good in that. I can see Jimmy acting. And not just comedy, because people think, I could see him in a drama. Like, that'd be interesting. See him in a drama. I would say horror movie, but black people always die first, and he'll be considered a black person. But yeah, then after that, it was, I don't know why I thought it was Ray and Santos versus the Street Profits. And the Street Profits come out with new music, and I was like, so everybody getting new music now? And my son is like, you hear their music? And then people are on the thing, which I ain't really hear like that. Do you like their new theme song? Like Denise. And I was like, because I follow her on Twitter or X or whatever you call it. And I was like, I ain't even hear it though. It sound all right. But now everybody seems like kind of like they got the same rapper or rappers that sound the same. Because the person that was rapping on their Street Profits thing sound like the same person that was rapping on Dragon Lee's. Or maybe I just need to get my hearing checked. I was honestly, y'all know, some Fridays I be in and out because I be exhausted. Like today, this week has been one of those weeks. Like today. So, yeah, well, I worked, stand up all day while I'm working, went straight to the laundromat, washed clothes in my uniform from work, and then went straight to drop my son off some food, then came home and try to relax. And then I can't relax because, you know, mom brain. So I'm thinking of all this other stuff I gotta do. And then I set my alarm to always, just in case I doze off or get busy doing something to pick him up. Doze off for 15 minutes, wake up, it's time to go get him. Then come home, and then, of course, we have to watch Smackdown. So, and tomorrow, it's gonna be no different. Tomorrow is basketball from 10 to 2. I pick up 2 of his teammates. And we may be home for maybe an hour. And then I'm taking my nieces to a Halloween party. A 3-hour Halloween party. Then I don't know what time I'm getting home. It's supposed to end at 8, but... So my son won't probably get to play his games. And then come home and chill for like an hour or two. Get ready for... Take a shower. Then got church. After church will be the only free time we'll have. Like, I'm honestly exhausted thinking about... And before I got my son and dropped his food off, we were supposed to go to his Halloween party, trunk or treat. He didn't want to go. And low key, I was like, thank God. I done drive across town. I'd have been no more good. And we would have went there for an hour and tried to come back to watch SmackDown. I'm telling you, I probably would have fell asleep the whole 2 hours and had to watch it tomorrow on Hulu. Because it's a lot. And I only got one child. And I'm a single mom. And the ones that got more than one, and you might as well say I was a single mom when I was with his dad because, well, I wasn't a single mom, but you know, I had the tendencies of it because his dad is an entertainer, so he worked all crazy hours playing for country artists, and then he'll be gone for like 5-6 days at a time, and then come back for like a day or two or a day, and then have to play the next day. So like I'm used to just being us, him and me. So like being the significant other, someone in entertainment, and being someone that was retired from entertainment and the arts, I get it. It's just tiring. So, anyways, but it seemed like they had the same. And then I'm like, when did Carlito become part of LWO? Is it just because he's Hispanic? Because I know they helped him, whatever, but I was like, he just automatically added himself to LWO. And then I was like, it'd be funny if he added himself and then he turned on them. And then my son was like, he tried to fly out the mat. He was like, he did it slow. And I was like, oh, he's older, excuse me. And I was like, or he just probably haven't had practice doing it in a while. But what you supposed to be getting ready to do? What you supposed to be getting ready to do? Shower in bed. You got basketball tomorrow. You don't want to be part of this AAU team. And then the next week you got soccer if we don't go to this wedding. And then soccer and basketball. I don't know how we doing that. You can't get in the shower on my laptop. So what you doing with it?
I'm putting it back upstairs.
It was never upstairs. I had it down here. But then, well, you can take it with you upstairs. Go ahead. But shut it down. It's time to get up. I don't want to hear it. And then, what else? Yeah, it'd be funny if that. So then, Logan comes out of nowhere and attacks Ray, and I'm like, where did he come from? It's just shocking because I don't recall Logan antagonizing someone before a pay-per-view. Like, he comes out and does his little promo, and if he does attack somebody, it's the day he does his promo, and then you won't see him again until the pay-per-view match. Like, he might put up little subliminals and stuff on Instagram and Twitter, But that's it. Like, you won't see. I gotta take this out. You won't see him again. Like, I wasn't expecting to see him again until next Saturday. Okay. And then so that surprised me. And then Carlito went to go help. We don't even know if that man went to go help because, and then Santos got left and lost. And the fact that they played Bobby's music first when they played Bobby's music first, I thought they was coming out to Bobby's music. That's what confused me. And then production didn't cut the light on when Bobby came out, or maybe that was on purpose. I was like, is they coming out to the, and they didn't. It was just, I don't know. I don't know. I was confused by that part. So then, did any women? Yeah. So then, was it Shotzi and Chelsea came out? Or Chelsea being the Karen or the entitled, whatever. I don't know what her character is. If she's a Karen or entitled, whatever she is. I don't know what she is. But she wanted to do the match or whatever, and then got then lost. But I will say, and I tweeted this, that her wrestling has gotten better in the past year. Because when she first was wrestling for the tag team title with Sonya, I ain't gonna hold you. My first thought was, how did she get on the main roster? Like, what did they see in her to make them be like, all right, we're gonna put her on the main roster? And that's honestly, because I was like, her wrestling ain't, I was like, you can tell. It looked like the only time she wrestled might be at the Performance Center, that she don't wrestle outside of that. She doesn't wrestle at no house shows, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was giving. It was like when I saw the match of when B Fab had her first house show match against Natalya, and you could tell that it was B Fab's first house match. That's what it was giving for Chelsea, which was surprising because she used to be an Impact wrestler. So I'm like, you was wrestling like that over there, or you was wrestling better and then stopped wrestling for a while and then started back? I don't know. And then once she got into matches with like people the caliber of like Charlotte and Natalya and all them, I was like, you gotta step your game up. You can't. But today, and then I tweeted all that, and then she wrestled today and lost. And I was like, and Piper ain't even, it's weird me calling her Piper and everything because I'm used to saying Juju Drop in my brain. I was like, Piper ain't even help. She stood there. I'm like, and next week, Chelsea got a match with, who she got a match with? I think she got a match. I don't know. My brain. She got a match with somebody next week. I forgot. And I was like, if she lose, because somebody was like, Dewdropper's pissed. Piper is pissed, my bad. And I was like, if she lose, I don't know, Piper might not. And I was like, every time I tweet somebody about somebody, like the week before, they always end up on TV. Because I was tweeting about Xia Li a couple weeks ago, and she's been on Raw. And tweeting about Tegan Knox a couple weeks, and she's been on Raw. And so, which was cool. And then I saw the Jay versus Damian match. And I saw Cody's leg get messed up and all that on Raw. And I saw the New Day versus the Alpha Academy, which is my son's second and third favorite tag teams outside of the Bloodline. And which honestly they're tied for two. Because at one point in time, Alpha Academy was the second favorite. It's like Bloodline first, Alpha Academy, New Day second. Like, he doesn't have, because those two interchange all the time for him. So I was like, he was glued into that match. He loves it. Like, right now, the storyline for um, Smackdown is basically, excuse me, Smackdown right now is basically Bloodline, of course, Damage Control and somebody, and then it's John doing a promo, and then it's I just had in my brain, and then it's LA Knight. That's basically SmackDown. So it could be LA Knight versus whoever, and in the Bloodline, some sort of way, one of the three members. And then Damage Control, one of them, two of them, all three of them, with one of the women. And then John Cena coming out and saying something, even if he just says hi. John Cena SmackDown is what Cody Rhodes is the Raw. They have to come out and do their promos and thank people for coming and people for believing in them and stuff like that. So right now, if I were to take, even though it's a longer show, if my son will be able to see Alpha Academy and Jay and like last week, how it was, if he got like they had Jay on TV and then Alpha Academy and New Day, his day would have been made. And of course, Seth for me, because it's the reason why he's rated number one. And the women's division, of course, always holds it down in Raw. I don't know what it is about the Raw writers, or I don't know if they got separate writers for Raw and SmackDown, or if the writers that write for the company as a whole writes longer storylines for the women on Raw. But for the past 2 years, or a year and a half, the Raw storyline for the women have been holding it down. And that's even when SmackDown had Ronda and Shayna on there, on this side, with Charlotte over here and Natalya over here and stuff like that, and Rhea, right? Yeah, I think it was Rhea. Even when, and then Raw had, of course, Becky and Damage Control and Bianca and Rhea was over there. Rhea and Asuka, like the women's division still held it down, because at one point in Raw's men's storyline was so boring. It was the women, okay? Y'all don't be trying to put them on the spot and give them no gratitude or nothing like that, no appreciation. Well, let me tell you something. Kudos to the writers for writing in the women promos and setting other matches for Raw, because they be carrying the show a lot of time. And I had called that Fatal 5-Way match, and that is one of the matches I want to see. You hear me? That match is the match I want to see. And I kind of want to see Bianca and Io. I kind of. But that Fatal 5-Way match, I don't even know if I want to see any matches from SmackDown, to be honest. Because who is it? It's Ray versus Logan. It's John Cena versus Solo. I want to see that match because I'm curious. John Cena versus Solo. Like, how it's Solo's first pay-per-view by himself. So that's huge for him. Like, I want to see that, how that plays out, just because of that. And then it's Roman versus LA Knight. I will only want to watch that for the theatrics of LA Knight. Then Bianca versus Io, I think. And then, of course, since there's 6, they gotta have 3 for the women. So the ones I want to see the most is a Fatal 5-Way match with the women. And then I said first Drew, even though it's gonna be a good match, and that's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know. I kind of want to see that too. I kind of want to see that too. I ain't going. I think I want to see all the matches from Raw. And I want to see Damian versus Jay. That's up there with the Fatal 5-Way match for women for me. And not just because it's Jay. Because Jay is a great wrestler by himself. He's proven that. But for me, it's more so for Damian. And that's only because Backlash, he killed it. You hear me? With Bad Bunny, they killed that. And I'm still pissed they didn't close the match. Like, why would you not have the person that you have hosting the show, and this is in this man's hometown, and he's not the closer of the Backlash? Like, that was stupid. And I don't even care if Roman was there. I don't care if that is that in his contract for him to close out every pay-per-view. Because if that is, y'all need to reevaluate that. Because honestly, the momentum for that match with Bad Bunny and Damon was so high, they could have ended it like that. I forgot it was another. Forgot it was more matches after that, and I was low key like not even engaged in wanting to see the rest of the matches. That's just like WrestleMania with Charlotte and Rhea was so good that I thought that was the last match. They could have ended the match that night then, and then luckily Sammy and KO versus the Usos topped it, because I didn't see honestly nothing that night topping that match. Like the women could have closed that match that night for real. That's got to be one of the greatest WrestleManias or women's title matches ever, or at least in the past decade. You hear me? Because that match was everything. And I'm watching these matches sober. I'm not drinking wine. I'm not drinking beer. I don't smoke. So it's like, that was a good match. I'm here for, yeah. And then like with Damian and Finn versus KO and Sammy at the Pittsburgh joint. What was that? That's not Backlash. Front. That's not. Was it Fastlane? I don't know. What was it called? I think it was called Fastlane. And Fastlane? I'm not sure. Pooh! What's that match that the Damian and Finn had versus KO and Sammy? What was that? Was that Fastlane? Was that Fastlane? When it was KO and Sammy versus Finn and Damian. Oh, Payback. Okay. I knew it was something like that. They got too many names of pay-per-views. Some of these pay-per-views they didn't even have last year. Like, I don't think they had Fastlane last year. They replaced Clash at the Castle with Fastlane. Like, it's... Now they got the rights to the ECW title pay-per-view match names. Like, who knows what next year will be. They already got the something in Berlin they're promoting on the website. I got an email about it, and I'm like, I don't even live in Germany. But yeah, that was that, because I was like, okay, can't no pay-per-view top the Backlash you want for Damian. That's when his legs start to give out. I don't know what he did, that flip or something. Then he did Payback. Leg acting up again. Okay. Now he about to do Crown Jewel. If he bring it like he did for them other two pay-per-views, it's gonna be something serious. And I noticed that when they have like a no rules or no disqualifications, that's what he shined at. But I think the last two matches was like no disqualifications. It was either count out or pinfall. I don't even think it was count out. I think it was just pinfall or submission. So yeah, they have one of them type Jones. That's what I'm yeah. That's gotta be my top. So from my least to top, it would be, I love her. Her and Liv are like two of my favorites. Bianca and Liv are my favorites, but my least would be probably her and Io. Then would be Logan and Ray. And I feel that way only because honestly, it might be a tie because honestly, I feel like the moves that we seen Ray try to do on Logan in the past, we already saw that like a couple months ago, I think, or I might be bugging, but we saw that. So I don't know what else you can do. And honestly, I don't know what Logan can do to top himself fighting Ricochet. Like that was, and I say that every time, but I say that every time. So who knows? Because I can't even say he's a celebrity turned WWE superstar. Because to be honest, he wrestles just as good or better than some of these stars that's been on wrestle for some years. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? And when they say he wrestled in high school, I say I believe that. Because you know how some of these wrestlers sign stuff and they're like, oh, I love WWE growing up, and they get in the ring or something like that. And you be like, y'all are terrible. Like, I know you're doing it for the views, but we could have kept you at the house. Like, get somebody over here that know a little something. You hear me? Okay? Like, for me, and I've said this, if I join the WWE and he ain't no longer on there, from the women, I would want to learn. I would want to learn a technicality from Natalia, and I would want to learn how she does that moonsault so perfectly, and even with a twist. Charlotte would have to teach me how to do that. But like everything else in between, it would be Bianca teaching me if I had like current roster people. And then for the men, who I would want to teach me would be, he's no longer with the company, will be Riddle. And that's because he is the king of submission. I meant counters. So basically every move you have, he has a counter for. That can do wonders when you're in the ring. You like, how you gonna get out of that? Oop, counter. How you gonna do that? Like, I need to learn that. And then I would learn from Kofi. Kofi's been my favorite since I first saw him. What was it? 2007? And he was still Jamaican. And I thought he was so fine. And I was like, I don't know who he is. But it's the clever. It was a quick wit. Not just his athleticism, but it was a quick wit. Like Royal Rumble, who would have thought of that? Like hop on the barricade. So like who thinks like that? Like you gotta have a certain wit about you to think like that. I would want somebody like that to teach me. Yeah. Honestly, and then it would either be, the third person would either be KO or Ivar, because how are y'all the size you are and have the agility you have? Like, that is crazy. Like, for Ivar to be as big as he is and can moonsault and cannonball and do all this stuff, like, I be looking like, and I say it all the time, I be like, he too big to be doing it, because I say that about KO and Bronson Reed, and I thought I was the only person that thought that. And then he did something, and then I think Corey was like, he too big to be doing that. I was like, okay, so it's not just me. Like, it's not you too big, because you can be big or small and do it. It's how like shocking and amazing it is for someone his size to be so agile. Like, that is crazy to me, because I'm probably half his size and I'm not as agile. I'm clumsy as hell. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. My son got my genetic. I got it from my grandma. I used to trip walking up the steps. Like, that's how bad it used to be. Thankfully, it's not that bad. So, yeah, so then, of course, John came out and did his thing. Paul came out and talked to him. Let me tell you something. Paul is TV gold. The way this man, and for those who are into signs, he's a Virgo. from what I read. But the way this man could just spit on a mic like he do, and it's off the top of his head. Like my son and I was watching an old interview of the Usos. I think it was right before Money in the Bank, and they was talking about Paul Heyman. I think that was the interview, and they was like, most of us be in the back, like practicing what we're going to say in front of a mirror, or we're sitting there concentrating, like thinking in our head, okay, this is what we sound like. Someone, it's like not Paul. Paul just go out there and spit off the dome, and it just flows, and it just flows and flows. He sucks you in, and so look at like he was like nobody can do math like John Cena. In my head, I was like, there's some people out here that can outspeak John Cena, but I'll let you have it. But I was talking when he was like, and I was one of the ones that picked you from OVW, and then I was like, that's true, and John was like, that's true, and I was like, first of all, Paul Heyman is a GOAT, not just for his promos, but the way that he looks out for past and present wrestlers. Like, if he's not in the Hall of Fame already, he needs to go down there as the creative or the owner of ECW, as well as advisors to like the Wild Samoans and Roman and Brock and stuff, because that's crazy. Like, he helped out Dusty Rhodes, he picked John Cena, like he was counsel to Roman, like he told Stone Cold, because I watched the thing, was it the WWE beefs or the growing up of, or I think the biography of Stone Cold, something like that on Peacock, just to go out there and be you, because he was looking to be something, and he was like advising him on whatever. I was like, if it wasn't for that and the conversations and stuff they had, we might not have had Stone Cold like we got. We might have had something else. Like, Paul is the GOAT. You hear me? And then after that, it was Cedric and Dragon Lee, which I was surprised because somebody I follow on Twitter was like, had put a whole promo of him. They was like, y'all forgot about Ced, Ring of Honor. They were showing all this, and I was like, dang, he used to wrestle like that. And then he ended up being on against Dragon Lee, because I was like, okay, what are they gonna do with him now that Shelton is gone? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, the last time I saw him, my son and I, this was a week earlier this week, a year ago, we went to Charlotte for our first WWE match. It was Raw. Of course, he's from Charlotte. They had him in a dark match before the show started. But between October 24th of last year and today is the 27th of this year of October, I think I've only seen him on TV once, maybe twice. Once or twice. Yeah, I think once or twice. I was like, it's so much talent back there that WWE wants to push to the main roster. And people are excited to go to the main roster, and yeah, you travel and you might do all these dark shows, but I'm like, part of your income comes from merchant sales, from people like buying your stuff, buying your shirts, buying your stuff like that. And if they don't see you, or if they're not like a long fan and don't know the history of you, you're not going to get that part of your check. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of unfortunate, because, and it baffles me. I honestly think that WWE is going to have to add another show or have NXT 2 nights, because they say that WWE is so big, but it's really a company of 500, and that includes the white collars and the superstars and the timekeepers and all that. With that saying, you guys are recruiting college people that went to college or stuff like that, athletes, as well as people that's coming off the street trying out and hiring them, but then have no space for them. So then they're in developmental for I don't know how many years. They go to NXT, they might be put on the shelf, or you have the same like 20 people from NXT wrestling, then some of them get moved up, because they're so popular in NXT. And then you don't use them for a while. Like, first of all, when, like, I didn't even know Dragon Lee got drafted to Smackdown. The only people that really used since the draft was Grayson and Pretty Deadly. That Ira, what's the name? I think it's Alba and Ira, I think it's called. I haven't seen them since they lost their titles to Shayna and Ronda, besides their commercials. The other tag team that's on Raw, I don't even remember their names. I know it's the real pretty girl that's black and Asian, and her tag team partner. I don't know her. I don't know the names because I really watched. I'm bad with names. I know when I see. I follow her on Instagram. That's the sad part. But I don't be on Instagram like that. They signed her. They signed them. I forgot Indy was signed until she had her match the other day. Like, great talent. Not doing nothing with it because you already got mad people in the back you haven't used, or you use the same people. Like, Sarah been back there how long? We don't even know. Zaya been back there. She does house shows because I see her stuff, like her stories on Instagram, but I'm like, we don't see her on the regular TV. Candy LeRae, I forgot about her until I saw her on TV the other day. Her and her husband. Like, and then where's Dexter at? Is he injured? Like, it's so much. It's so many people. So y'all either gonna have to add another day for another show or something. Like, y'all have Saturday and Sunday's house show. You just might have to make Saturday again like 2:05 and make it like how you keep it how you have it. I don't know all the theatrics and stuff like that. If you don't have it as much, if Rhea don't want to wear makeup, she ain't got to. Keep it just how you have it. Just have it televised. So some of these people that don't be on regular TV, but perform at the house shows can get some shine. Like, it's so much talent back there, and I know it is, and it's like waste. And I know they gotta keep training and stay trained so that they can be ready when it's time for TV. But I'm like, oh, oy vey. And then, yes, I was happy, and then he lost, and Cedric called on the Dragon so that Dragon could pin him, and I was like, Cedric putting him over, which is good for him. I was like, hopefully we need to get said in like a storyline or something, because you don't hardly see him like that. Like, some of these WWE superstars don't even be on the roster like that. Now, as you see on clips, we're like, oh, that's why we got them. Don't even be at the house shows. They just be there just in case something happens. And it's like, you might as well just be at home and just be collecting the check. Because you traveling all these places and they not even using you for months on end. And then, that's how I feel. I don't know how it goes, but I'm just saying. And then, and then it was LA Knight versus Jimmy. And I said, I like Jimmy. Yeah, I know already. Yeah. So then they came out. It's Jimmy. So I saw the clip of him at a house show, and the little kid was waving, and he did like this, like he was gonna high five him and didn't, and did like that to another kid tonight. But it's when he was fighting, and he spit, and I said, did he bite his tongue? And he's talking about, ref, he cheating. Ref. And I was like, he ain't got no sense. Then it was the fact that they was chanting, Jay is better. And I said, yeah, I know this is theatric and stuff like that, but I'm like, some of that stuff gets to some of them people. I remember watching Total Diva when TJ was wrestling with his partner, what's his partner, Cesaro at the time? And they kept calling him Natty's husband, and he was like, it was getting to him. And I was like, I wonder how Jay feels like about that, Jimmy feels, because Jay said in the press conference he's proud of them doing their thing, their brothers doing their thing. And I was like, I hope, I wonder if the crowd knows that, or some of them at least know, that this is the character he's playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's playing. They're superstars. They're playing a character anyway, but he's playing into this type of character. He's playing into this type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know that he can wrestle better than he wrestles. This is part of whatever they got going on for him. Like, and of course, they got to make LA Knight win, because if he loses to Jimmy, even though Jimmy and Jay won in Money in the Bank, then Roman gonna look at him like, why the hell I'm fighting him? He can't even beat my cousin. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it probably wouldn't bother me. You supposed to be going to bed. Where's your deodorant? Now you want to be hungry. You're not watching TV. Give me that. And then I'm like, you have to have a good group of support people to realize that this is your job. This comes with the job. And yes, it might be hard to hear and stuff after a while. But you gotta remember who you are and what you're doing this for and why you're doing this. You know what I'm saying? Because people that got an opinion, like they say, don't matter. And you probably never see these people again, and ain't even gonna remember these people's faces after you leave the arena. You know? That's how I look at it now. Not at my big age. I just do my job and go home. I laugh at certain stuff because I'm like, these people are hilarious. And yeah, you work with the same people. You become like a work family. People get on your nerves because, oh Lord, these two women and my dad was about to fight. And I blow stuff off, and I'm like, at the end of the day, it ain't that deep. It is not that deep for y'all to be fighting over something stupid and about to come to blows. Like, we just grown, okay? Everybody in here is, well, the girl's 24. I was about to say 25 and up. Everybody in here 24 and up, okay? There should be no reason why we got all this hostility, but it comes with the job. I got other stuff at home to be worried about. Enjoy me and my son time, and that's what Jay has to do. Jimmy has to do that. And then people get booed like, well, for Dom, I figure that he feels like it's fun. And I find it hilarious because that man can't still, he still can't talk. And I find that so funny. Like, at first I was like, they won't even let him talk. But now, that thing is funny to me. Because I'm like, he can't even, they won't even let him say a thing. You hear me? Like, they let who was it? Logan say something. When Logan got the mic back, they stopped. And when Dom got the mic back, they went back to booing. I love it. It's hilarious. I don't know. I'm done with my ranting and wrestling talk. I'm tired. I'm about to feed my child. My food is heating up. I'm about to go to bed. I'm tired. I got a whole day. And I've been a carpool taxi mama that don't get paid. So y'all pray for me. Anyways, love you all. Bye.